Monster Mile can be very cruel, and it has certainly already bitten 4 drivers here as they were working lap 32. We are under a red flag, and there is one of the heavily damaged cars of Joey Logano. Let's show you what happened. They were working lap 32, coming up the backstretch. Now, middle of the back straightaway. Look at Tony Stewart right behind the 20 car.
Yeah, you can see Bobby Labonte pulled down to get to the inside. Joe Logano had to check up a little bit. Tony Stewart got into the back of him with his wheels turned left, moving down the track. That sent him down on the apron and then back up in front of the rest of these cars. This is an accident that is, you heard it said before, racing accidents. That's exactly what this is. There's nowhere to place blame. Everybody's just going kind of for the same spot. And when things check up and happen very quick, you have to understand they're going 170 miles an hour right here. And you can see right there just how quick that happened.
Come on.
Now watch Bobby Labonte move down right in front of the 20.
Yeah, you can see Logano got it just into the back of the 96 there just for a split second, but he had to check up not to hit the 96 any harder, and when he did, Tony wasn't able to check up quite as quickly.
There is Tom Logano, the father of Joey, and he obviously running down to check on his son at the care center. And the good news is that Joey Logano did get out of this car and walk on his own to the ambulance to be taken into the care center. Now, let's talk about safety for a moment, and we'll show you why these drivers were able to walk away as we go down to our Craftsman Tech Garage and Tim Brewer.
Thanks, Jerry. You know, the cars are a lot safer, but the equipment inside the cars, take for instance the Hans device. It's actually the head and neck support system. It keeps the head from coming forward, but still yet inside the car, the guys work very hard to make sure that when a driver's in place, the helmet's sitting in between these 2 support systems on the side. What that does, it keeps the head from flopping around. And as long as you stay in the environment of this seat, your chances of walking away are very good.
Tim, it's a great explanation. And DJ, when they first came out with this, drivers were complaining that it took away their visibility and took away their ability to turn their helmet. But now you're able to see that the safety does play a major role.
Yeah, it really does. It's amazing how far this has come. You see Jeff Gordon, Hendrick Motorsports requires all of their drivers to run this seat, and it is great innovation. All of this safety stuff inside the cars has been fantastic. So that's why these guys can do this, and I think Jamie's with one of the drivers that was involved in this accident.
Well, Robbie Gordon has been released. He says he's just fine, but Robbie, you were just right there, wrong place at the right time. What did you see?
Well, all I remember seeing was, how do I say it, Tony, or I saw the 20 car down on the bottom, and he just shot across the track. Looks like he must have got pushed to the bottom or something happened going into 3. And I went to the high side trying to slow down, and unfortunately we got caught up in it. But you know, for our car, for the Camping World car, it wasn't nothing but a radiator. But it's, you know, normal practice. Go to the emergency, go to the care center and check it out. I'm glad that the Joey's good. I mean, I remember being stopped there and looking at that thing, flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping, and I was excited to see him climb out of that thing.
I'm glad you're okay as well, and we'll catch up with Joey Logano as soon as he's released, Doc.
Drivers are all okay. That's the good news, but it is a very violent sport. Almost 180 miles an hour as they enter turn 3 over there. And look at Logano's car, side over side over side. And what was a Toyota Camry is now a large heap of junk being taken to the garage area. The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series presented by Burger King under a red flag here on lap 32. Violent impact, and now Jamie Little is caught up with one of the drivers involved.
Martin Truex Jr., local boy. We just saw his car get pulled through here. Another wrecked race car. Early day, Martin. What did you see?
I didn't see a whole lot. I just heard the spotter yelling that they were spinning out, and I was hoping they would be gone by the time I got there, and they weren't. You know, you just can't slow down here when you go off in the corner so fast, and you know they were wrecking right there before the middle of the corner. So I'll take a look and see what happened. But it's unfortunate, you know. We had a pretty good car yesterday in happy hour, and I was looking forward to the race. It's a shame we didn't last very long, but it's just kind of how our years have been. So it's been frustrating, but the guys have been working hard, and we'll come back next week and you know, try to have a good run.
How are the conditions right now? We've had a lot of rain, green racetrack, and this happened early.
Yeah, track's fine. It had nothing to do with the track. It was just, you know, guys checking up, and you know, Joey looked like he checked up. 96 checked up. Joey checked up, and looked like Tony got in the back of him. Just one of those things here, you know, when you're back in the pack, it happens on restarts. So track's good to go. I mean, it's it rubbered up 3 or 4 laps, and actually had some when we first started even, which I was surprised. So track's great. It's going to be a good race. Just unfortunate we're not involved in it.
Good to know the track's all right, and good to know Martin Truex Jr. is all right, and Reed Sorrenson has been released now as well.
That's just like what, we talked about at the beginning of the race, is that track position is so important, especially early here, because of these problems that can happen. And the best place to be and the only safe place to be is in front of it. And that's why I would always, every time I got a chance to steal some track position, I would try to get 2 tires, do whatever I could just to try to get in front of these things, try to avoid these, kind of things. And we're here now that Martin Truex team, they did take 4 tires that last caution, so they had to give up track position to do that.
Very high banks on the concrete here and very narrow but very fast straightaways. It is Dover. Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Still under a red flag here in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series coverage presented by Burger King. Tony Stewart sitting in his Chevy back in 26th position, and there is some damage on his car. Andy, how much will that affect him?
Well, he's got some damage in the front from the contact we saw. We see some in the rear also. I need to clean that up on that right rear corner right there. But, I mean, it's nothing that's going to keep him from having a good day if they can get some of this stuff fixed, but they're going to have to work on it a little bit.
Let's listen to his radio.
I hit him square, but, man, I couldn't do nothing, bud.
It's fine. I mean, you could do there when they check up like that. Bobby come down on him there. That's all he could do.
Yeah, he didn't have even a chance to check up there.
No, there's just nothing you can do. Again, these cars are traveling over 170 miles an hour. You heard Martin Truex talk about how fast you're going down into the corner, and that's just one of those things that's going to happen sometimes. You can see Tony got hit in the rear too, and that might have propelled him into Joey.